and happy to have been invited to this well thought of and well thought out beautiful university. I had visited it some years ago for conducting a training program run by a UGC committee to empower and enthuse higher level university teachers to want to strive for and reach decision-making levels. The idea was that more and more such well-equipped women teachers, interested and competent for higher jobs, and strive for what we all want, women's progress, and their greater involvement in helping other women. Since then, your university has obtained many laurels judged by the results, and I hope you keep growing and fulfilling your dreams of achievement. But first things first, Madam Vice Chancellor, thank you very much for inviting me. I feel very sorry that the Honorable Governor and Chancellor of Mangaluru University could not come, nor could the Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Government of Karnataka and Pro-Chancellor of Mangaluru University come. I wish they could have seen the brilliant students who came and received their certificates. What a day of pride it is for them and their parents. I congratulate all of them. Though yours is a young university, having been started only in 1980, you have made great strides, whether in terms of developing this beautiful campus or winning an A grade from NAC. I do know its very strict rules for assessment. So now the expectation will be that this high level of performance has to be maintained through everyone's participation. Your university has no time to rest. Each person has a role to play in keeping up the proclaimed standards, whether as student or teacher, not only in studies and results, but also in service to the public. And that comes with enabling each one to cultivate empathy for those less privileged in society. I do not have to repeat to you what is meant by strength of character, which is a prime requirement, especially amongst those who are lucky to get university education. I speak particularly to the students. Even Mahatma Gandhi conducted several tests on himself in a variety of areas, from vowing not to eat meat to pursuing non-violence in life. Such of you who wonder what other matters he experimented with may read up the literature in the area, including his many books. All this will help you to understand why and when and where restraint is of the highest importance, restraint, and how it can be cultivated if you want to be a disciplined citizen. Remember, there are many children and even adults who never have had or never have a chance to get into higher education. Nay, they cannot even think of basic education. The best example I could give you about wanting to pursue higher studies after finishing school, but being sure it would never happen, is to tell you about my own experience. I never imagined I would ever enter the portals of a university. I was the youngest of 6 children, with 4 girls and 1 boy. 4 girls and 1 boy above me. I assumed that just like my sisters, I could not hope to study any more than school final. In those days, that was the situation. This was in the 1950s. My father had felt let down when a girl, was born instead of a boy he wished for so much. I hope there are not many fathers like that now. As I grew older, He wanted me to do all that I would have achieved or accomplished had I been born a boy. So deep was his desire that he made up his mind to send me to a girls' college in Madras, and with my brother, who was joining the Loyola College for Boys in Madras. We were in a different place. I think we were in Pune, I forget now. What good luck that he could convince my mother that I would be safe and that I should be given the chance which the other 4 girls could not get. In fact, the 2 eldest ones got married very early in life, in their very teens. I would not be here today but for this lovely tryst in my life. So one of the things to be thankful for is all that your parents and family do for you, no matter what the cost is in terms of money or whatever else, as well as your teachers and friends. We all receive several bounties in life from even unknown persons. So why not we also do as many good deeds for others as we can all our lives. I'm sure all of you students are listening to me very carefully. Today is a big day for you. You have benefited or will benefit from the education you have been lucky enough to have received, when you can promise yourself that you will try to do as much good as you can for others, especially incognito, without saying, I did this, I did that, without waiting for reward. This is also a wonderful moment to be happy at the many opportunities that have come your way, and to vow that you will not fritter them away by showing off your skills or achievements and boasting about your success stories. All of you, I know, are very proud today. You got the degree, yes, but you have to use the degree very carefully. Pride and prejudice can harm you like nothing else can. Lack of empathy is another sword that will cause you very much sadness, as can jealousy. Even about jealousy, I experienced a terrible experience which is totally shocking and simply unbelievable. If I tell you the story, it is truly unbelievable. You will think it is a fib. I promise that it is a true story which should not happen to anyone. We were in high school and our teacher told us that we would have a test the next week in history. She told us to study the portion from a chapter which had 50 or 60 pages of our history book. We were all thrilled that it was from a short, specific portion which we could easily handle, and we could even mug it up. You know, we have a tendency to mug up in India. So we could even mug it up and get marks easily than having to read all the chapters. Reading that chapter was easy, I thought, and postponed it to the last minute. But lo and behold, what do you think happened? When I opened my book, I was startled to find that the entire portion was missing. The entire portion which the teacher has said, you must read up and come and we will have the test on that. It had been carefully and neatly torn out after being taken from my desk, when I must have left it in class at break time. What was I to do? Whom to go to at night? I could reach no one else for it. It was too late and dark. Next day I ran to the teacher, thinking I was in for a good scolding of lack of interest, carelessness, and sheer lethargy, postponing it to the last minute. Can you imagine how I was saved? Can you guess? Anyone? Okay, I'll tell you because I think we are running short of time. She as a teacher, knew all the students well and had been noticing this particular student who had been showing signs of anger whenever I had scored higher. And so the teacher had deliberately kept a test of this kind. Though sorry for that girl, everyone in the class knew what a precious lesson had been learned by us for life that day. Each of us took a vow to never show any jealousy to anyone, for the cost of it and the sense of stupidity and pettiness is too much to bear. This is a true story, I promise you. You are all very young, all the students that we met today or saw, very young, and may sometimes be tempted to go off track. So let me tell you the story of the lawyer. I don't know whether this story is true or not. Let me check. I hope there are no lawyers who will get angry with me for this story. The story of the lawyer who was well known as being thorough with his arguments, and he would always want to be right always. One could never go wrong. But the lawyer ignored the written text given saying that he knew the case by heart. You know, the man who accompanied him said, "Sir, this is the text. Please read it." He ignored it, saying that he knew the case by heart, and so folded and gave back the paper to the assistant. In the middle of his master's speech, the assistant realized that his boss was giving the case for the opposite side. What a calamity! He nudged the lawyer hard to send him the signal. Luckily, the clever lawyer said, he changed, the whole picture. He said, "My lord, I have narrated to you what the opposite side will be ready with. I now request you to listen to the plea of my client. You have all got to be like that clever lawyer. If you are in a fix, how to get out of that fix, you have to work it out." Did I mention to you how important it is to cultivate, if you don't have it naturally, a good sense of humor? All these convocations are about giving such tips to the new candidates who have passed out from the college. Hence, I'm mentioning all this to you. So you must have a good sense of humor. Many plans can be completely destroyed and many friends lost if matters are taken too seriously. Of course, you must know when things have to be dealt with somberly and with respect, as at a funeral. You can't stand there and laugh. It would be a bad comedy of errors if you were morose when you had to be humorous and laughing when you had to be serious. There used to be a saying that Winston Churchill, Winston Churchill, who won the World War for England and others, because he had a fantastic sense of humor more than anything else. People say that he had more humor than common sense. I don't know if it is true, but you can read some books. I must tell you what happened once when I was an IAS probationer. During the Independence Day parade, we were put on duty to escort VIPs to their seats. A role that was scary. Yet, you could boast about it to your friends later. That very important man came and shook hands with me, like that you could boast. As I was standing on the lawn waiting for the guests, I felt two hands gently holding my shoulders to ask for letting him go. You can imagine my unhappiness that I had blocked the way, and even wondering how anyone dared to touch me, even though those fingers were feather soft. Believe me. I turned around and saw, shocked. What do you think? That it was the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Pandit Nehru, who had blocked when he had wanted, who had put his two hands on my shoulders. He had wanted to move forward to go to his allotted seat. How shameful I felt. Yet I was in seventh heaven. Two conflicting things in my mind. I read the convocation address of a few persons from across the world. When she told me you must come and give the convocation address, I was wondering what to speak, so I read up some. I was surprised at the work that many people have themselves taken up on becoming famous. For instance, I think you all know about Oprah Winfrey, who's a well-known TV personality, and she's one to whom many people go for advice about how to succeed, nay, even to become literate and start working. Similarly, the person who was very poor raised her prospects through writing the Harry Potter books. Have you heard of the Harry Potter books? Youngsters devour these books with great interest. Here is a win-win situation for a person who was at the edge of life while providing a wonderful brand of books for the children of the world. And of course, how can we forget Obama's winning slogan? Can any of you tell me what it was? Yes, I can. That must be the spirit of all our youngsters. Friends, there are many examples for you to practice looking at the brighter side of things. Our first Governor General, C. Rajagopalachari, whose brilliance as well as love for our country, he was really brilliant, seemed unbeaten. He used to say that to appreciate the shade, you must stand under the sun until it hurts. And note the humility of Mahatma Gandhi. It is said that he felt thus. I must, listen to this sentence carefully, I must rush to catch up with my followers. They are far ahead of me. You understood that, I'm sure. Friends, I have in this short while emphasized the aspect of character and high integrity that will help you succeed in life, as well as help when others come for it. But as I myself found, it is very, very important to seek excellence also in whatever you do. You or I being good is just not enough. Oh, she's good, or he's good, okay, chalega, not that kind of thing. Try to avoid getting any of the following tags. Tags means any of the following names, you may say, to make it simple. He or she is lazy or flighty. He or he particularly has a soft corner for the opposite sex, is dreamy or is chatting all the time. Can you tell me some more like this? I'm sure it occurs to you, but now there is no time. Write it down and show somebody, the Vice Chancellor or even the Registrar, who gave a wonderful speech. Nelson, one of the best ways of keeping yourself alert and active about what is happening in the world is to take something which is called lifelong learning. Lifelong learning. Nelson Mandela believed in it fully. His view was that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And all of you who have passed out today with brilliant degrees, you have a good chance to practice this. Keep on learning till death. That was also Mahatma Gandhi's principle. He was learning all the time. I think it's a very useful proverb to keep with you. His view was that education is the most powerful weapon, I'm talking about Nelson Mandela, which you can use to change the world. He also believed in waiting and not giving up easily. You know how many years he was in prison? I'm not going to tell you. You find out. If you have not read his book, Long Walk to Freedom, Long Walk to Freedom, you have missed something wonderful. He's written a beautiful book, and the chapters, about 2-3 pages each, so you can read one at a time. Please read it, it's so beautiful. Amongst those persons who have done first-class work, but are hardly talked about, is Romulus Whittaker. Have you heard of Romulus Whittaker? He's a man who came to India from abroad. We are even afraid about cockroaches and rats, but he was a person who dealt with what? Snakes, the most venomous creatures on earth. Amongst many other things of use to society, he founded the Madras Snake Park in 1969 to rehabilitate the Irula tribals, very poor people, Irula tribals. These tribals had lost their livelihood after trading of snakes was banned under the Wildlife Protection Act. See, government does one thing, but it hurts some group of people badly. So he took up that and helped them come up. Whitaker engaged the tribals in a project to extract snake venom and sold it to pharmaceutical companies making anti-venom drugs. It was said to be very successful, and these Irula tribals got a lot of money from it. There are many persons in the world from whom wonderful hints would emerge, even normal day-to-day persons from whom wonderful hints would emerge, which we can make use of if we want to be good citizens of this country. Remember, you and I have been very lucky to get education. So many people haven't got it. But if you've got that education, certainly use it to improve yourself, to go higher, to have better studies or whatever work you want to do. But use that also to become good citizens. Want to be good citizens, have the opportunity to learn in prestigious institutions. Each one. I hope each one of you will look around or think about what he or she can do for the country and this beautiful alma mater which they have had the good fortune to study in. Once again, I express my deepest gratitude. Today I enjoyed the function very much, and luckily the number of pupils, the number of persons who got the degrees, they're not too much. They didn't make us wait too much. So we enjoyed that also, and I wish them all luck.